Hello. We are now in this segment, about to introduce the 4 C's, what I call the 4 C's of drawing. And these are crucial. If you understand them, they're very simple. They would be like, for me, for artists, they are the 4 commandments instead of 10 commandments, the 4 commandments of drawing. So let's go through them and explain them one by one. You'll see how simple it becomes. So the first one, the crucial one, is construction of objects, as we were going to do with the drawing. Construction of objects via geometric shapes, which means you are going to break down an object that you are going to draw. Each one of those objects, break it down into geometric shapes. What are the geometric shapes? Circle, square, triangle, and rectangle, which is nothing more than 2 squares. So if you can draw these, you can draw anything man-made or made by nature. There is the premise. Once you break things down into their common denominator, the geometric shapes, then you can draw anything that you can see. Anything made by man, anything in your house, anything in nature, you can draw. So, construction of objects via geometric shapes. And I put the artist Paul Cézanne because he was self-taught. He taught himself how to draw and paint by breaking all these objects, breaking the code, let's say, of objects into the simple format. And then at the end, you round things off. It's as simple as that. 2, contrast, what we call figure-ground relationship. Figure-ground relationship, we use the artist George Seurat in one of his paintings from The Bathers, known as The Bathers. And there's a gentleman sitting on the grass with a straw hat. And you can see when he does a drawing, before he gets to the painting, how he first establishes light source. Where is my light coming from? Then automatically you know where your shadows are. If your light comes from the right side, your shadows are automatically on the left. That's simple. Okay? Now, the stronger the contrast between background and figure, the stronger the drawing. The weaker the contrast of the figure with its background, the softer or lighter or simpler, smoother, let's say just more subtle, the drawing. Okay, here we go. Examples. So I have my light source on the left-hand side. So it's illuminating everything on this side, but creating or casting shadows on the right side. So this is what I was talking about. Illuminating from one side means shadows on the opposite side. So now we're on the third point, which is composition, which we really went into from the very beginning. Composition is simply, as a definition, distribution of objects in space. And if we look at this, we see how we did that. We distributed these objects so that they were not overlapping and they would create a dynamic asymmetrical composition. And then we tried to cite it over here, which I will develop for all of you a little bit later on when I explain the first C, the breaking down of each object into geometric shapes. The fourth part of the 4 C's of drawing is color or value. Now, if we're drawing and we're just using pencils or charcoal, you're not going to get color. You're going to get grayscale. So this is why we use color or value. We will be using color further down the road in our semester. But right now, we are doing value. What is value? It is a hierarchy of grays. It is what we know also as a gradation. Value is the lightness, and here's the definition of value. It is the lightness or darkness of objects. That's what we call value. So if you take a photograph, the real world is color. But if you want to, on your computer, just make it black and white, then those colors have relationships equal to the color format, but now in grayscale. So this is what we call value, the lightness or darkness of objects.